Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Hey, we're at that time of the year. State legislators are about to get back into session, and all of us are scared to death. Depending on what state you live in, you are really worried that they're going to come up with more absolute insane ideas to strip you of your inalienable rights. Listen, there really is no real intelligence down at the state legislative level, so we thought today what we would do is we'd see what artificial intelligence has to say about some of these gun laws that are being kicked around in various states and even on a national level. So today, let's spend a few minutes and let's talk about when ChatGPT thinks your gun laws are unconstitutional. Okay, and today's video is brought to us by, yeah, right. Okay, so hey, listen, before we get going too far down the road we're going down, I'm proud to announce that this video is being brought to you by, but don't tell anybody, Taylor Freelance. Now, we would love to show you all the cool things that Taylor Freelance is making right here in the United States of America. That's right, because they're based right there in Bellingham, Washington. But here's the deal. If I start showing you all the cool stuff they're making, well, then Google and YouTube, they're going to kind of crap their pants. Let me just say it this way, though. They don't make firearms, got that, Google? But they will make your firearms a lot better. So whether you're looking for base plates, brass back straps, or any other component to make your firearm better fit for your use, well, then you need to go visit my good friends at Taylor Freelance. Now, normally I'd just go ahead and run the little link right down below, but yeah, you see, Google get a little pissed about that too. So instead, that's a link to our partner page right there. You can go there and then you can find the good folks at Taylor Freelance and check out all the cool stuff that they're making, because you know it's cool if YouTube doesn't want it here. Okay, America, this is what we're talking about. For those of you who geek out on the channel regularly, you will know that occasionally we are honored to have independent journalist Michael Easton on our channel. And if you're not following Michael Easton on Twitter, shame on you. There it is right there, especially if you're a Washington resident, because no one is really doing a better job than holding Washington accountable than him. So check him out. Now, what Michael decided to do, because clearly he's got a lot more time on his hands than I do, is he decided to go into ChatGPT and take a look at what does artificial intelligence tell us about some of these absolutely ludicrous and insane gun laws that are being kicked around in various state legislators. Now, there is a parameter. Everyone who's ever played around with ChatGPT knows that depending on what question and how you ask the question, it's going to help formulate what the answer is. And so Mr. Easton was very particular in focusing just on national Supreme Court Second Amendment cases. So anytime he asked ChatGPT about an issue, he asked it based upon its analysis of the four following cases, and this is important: Heller, McDonald, Catano, and Bruin. And you will see how this is integrated into the questioning. So the questions that were asked and what we're going to be focusing on today is, number one, are assault weapon bans constitutional according to ChatGPT? Number two, are magazine bans constitutional according to that artificial intelligence? And finally, are pre-purchasing licensing requirements like the FOID card constitutional according to ChatGPT? Okay. So, what did ChatGPT have to say about magazine bans? Well, the question that was posed was the following: knowing these Supreme Court cases, Catano, McDonald, Heller, and Bruin, would magazine bans be constitutional? Okay, and the answer from ChatGPT is the constitutionality of magazine bans under the framework established in Heller, McDonald, Catano, and Bruin is highly questionable. And then it goes through and it analyzes, and it did a pretty good job of pulling out some of the important rules of law from all four of those cases. So according to ChatGPT, it's highly questionable. Of course, according to all of us, it is completely unconstitutional. Now let's talk about the next thing that happens in a lot of these states, which is assault weapon bans, okay? Because first they're going to ban your magazines, and then they're going to come back and they're going to label a bunch of firearms as assault weapons, and then they're going to ban those, okay? So the question that Mr. Easton posed to ChatGPT was, knowing these Supreme Court cases, Catano, McDonald, Heller, and Bruin, would assault weapon bans be constitutional? And again, the answer from ChatGPT was the constitutionality of assault weapon bans under the framework established by Heller, McDonald, Catano, and Bruin is highly questionable. And again, it goes through some very thorough analysis. I was really impressed with the bullet points it pulled out of the Catano case, including reaffirm that the Second Amendment extends to all bearable arms, including modern arms like stun guns. Clarified that a weapon does not lose protection simply because it is not traditional or was not in use at the time of the founding. And it pointed out with the Heller case, the court struck down a ban on handguns, emphasizing that weapons in common use cannot be prohibited. Okay, and then permit to purchase, okay? And this is a big deal because there's challenges right now going on in Illinois on their FOID card, and the Washington state legislature is being very braggadocious that they're going to take another run at that this year. So the question that was posed by Mr. Easton to ChatGPT was, with the Supreme Court's rulings in Catano, McDonald, Heller, and Bruin, are permit to purchase laws constitutional? And the answer that ChatGPT gave on this one was, based on the Supreme Court's rulings in Catano, McDonald, Heller, and Bruin, permit to purchase laws that require an individual to obtain a permit before purchasing a firearm, are likely unconstitutional. So, according to ChatGPT, assault weapon bans and magazine bans, very questionable. But when it comes to permit to purchasing, that is likely unconstitutional. Okay, and then finally, in an entirely different type of analysis here, Mr. Easton asked ChatGPT the following question. Can you give me a list of the top gun laws that are unconstitutional according to Bruin, Heller, Catano, and McDonald rulings? And the answer that ChatGPT gave was, based on the rulings in Bruin, Heller, McDonald, and Catano, the following gun laws or types of regulations would likely be considered unconstitutional under the framework established by the Supreme Court in those cases. These rulings emphasize that any firearm regulation must be consistent with the text, history, and tradition of the Second Amendment, rejecting modern interest-balancing arguments and regulations that infringe on the core right to bear arms. And the top 4 issues for which ChatGPT believes that these types of regulations are unconstitutional include 1. Total ban on firearm ownership. 2. Handgun bans. 3. Bans on modern firearms like assault weapons. And 4. Magazine capacity limits. Now, obviously, ChatGPT nor any other artificial intelligence platform is going to serve as authoritative resources for anyone at any level of government, but it is interesting that the people that we've elected to go to our state capitals who supposedly are intelligent and supposedly do understand the Constitution clearly do not, while an algorithm clearly does. Okay, listen, we're going to go ahead and link up everything you need to do to follow Michael Easton down below. We'll put some of the tweets out there that he actually put out related to more in-depth analysis of what he did. Kudos to you, Mr. Easton. We appreciate all of your hard work. If you guys got any other questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law by now. But if you don't, that's okay. That information's down there in the description box. If you got an idea for a video we should be doing around here, cool, let's hear all about it. Click on that link right there and tell us all about it. If you just want to subscribe to our monthly newsletter, the ability to do all of that is down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, let's remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay safe.